to have her here to all celebrate together. So Amy Fleischer is our first graduate. Her paper was named Foreshadows, Transference and Creative Process in the Opening Phase. And many of you may have heard her give one of our spring lectures, the Alan Pollock lecture on the nature of the transference. She gave it a couple of years ago. So Amy, why don't you come on up, and Janet Newman is going to say a few words.
I'm delighted to celebrate Amy Fleischer and her accomplishments in graduation from the ATP. Amy's on the faculty at Dartmouth Medical School and the Smith College School of Social Work, and is in private practice in Norwich, Vermont. Amy actually completed the requirements, as Richard mentioned, a couple of years ago, but family illnesses prevented her from attending graduation the past 2 years. Her mantra this year has been 3 times a charm, and happily that's proven true tonight. Having first met Amy in an admissions interview in the late 90s, I knew from the beginning that she was an eager, curious, self-reflective learner and a natural therapist. And if you know Amy, you know that the smile in her eyes is infectious. As her advisor, I've had the pleasure of watching her develop as a psychoanalytic clinician, writer, teacher, and a contributing member of the BIPSI community. And all this has happened while she's lived and practiced in the Dartmouth area, a testament to her high energy and enthusiasm. It seems opportune now to mention that Amy would like to particularly thank her husband. Amy told me, quote, "He has always been completely supportive, including taking over nighttime feedings when our son was a baby so I could stay overnight in Boston when I came to BIPSI classes." Amy was a strong and diligent student and is quite positive about her experience of her like-minded class. To use her words, "I feel very lucky to have had such a great class who worked really well together. We were very intentional in our focus, motivated, and mutually respectful. Each new class we found out what we wanted to learn. We were active, clear, engaged, and a hungry group." Amy wanted me to share her deep appreciation for her supervisors Andrea Stalenza, Howard Katz, and Barbara Breslau for their acumen in, and I quote her in saying, "enabling me to find my own words and clinical voice with patients, what I understood to be occurring in the treatment relationship between us and translating theory into clinical intervention." As Richard mentioned, Amy's graduation paper titled Foreshadows, Transference and Creative Process in the Opening Phase was itself an imaginative yet thorough and even courageous self-exploration of transference in a very complex case. The paper reflected Amy's keen clinical attunement and is a beautiful illustration of the integration of her clinical training as well as a model for ongoing self-analysis in a challenging case. She presented her paper at the annual Alan Pollock Psychotherapy Conference, and it was a highlight for all of us to hear. Amy would like to tip her hat to John Cole as instrumental in her writing experience. I'd like to close with a telling example of that. When the Psychotherapy Committee several years ago came up with the idea of a connection with BIPSI members in the Dartmouth area, Alan Pollock called Amy about it. She responded enthusiastically, drove down for an evening meeting here, and took the idea and ran with it. She brought her energy and dedication to bear and brought the group together. BIPSI North has evolved into a peer and seminar series with regular guest speakers from BIPSI, a place for people to present new and interesting ideas to a very eager audience. Amy also wanted me to thank Alan Pollock, who's been a linchpin in keeping her connected to the BIPSI community. While Alan can't be here tonight, I know I speak for both of us when I congratulate Amy as a full